It's the Kyle Heimann Show on Redeemer Radio.
If sincere, this formal admission of sins to a priest is followed by absolution, aka reconciliation.
What is authentic contrition, genuine remorse?
Easier than that. The sacrament.
Easier.
It's time for Catholic Games, the show that helps you learn something about the faith while having some fun. And now, here's your host, me.
Welcome to Catholic Games. I'm Kyle Heimann, and today I usually call you the Game Master because you've joined us for so many different games, but we might have a different Game Master this time. Bill Schmitt, thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure, Kyle. Good to be back.
We've usually called you the Game Master because you've always provided us different games and always a fun way to learn things. But probably the international Game Master would be the late Alex Trebek. And I know you wrote a piece about him. And before we get into him, though, I think it's made me reflect on games in general as a form of entertainment. And, comedy, I think, is important. I think drama and good stories are important. These are all great forms of entertainment. But there's something about games, and especially I think of like Wheel of Fortune, and it's not so much trivia, but it's like quick thinking and helping to sharpen your mind. But then there's games like Jeopardy that are trivia based, and it's all about information and learning and becoming smarter.
That's right.
And I can't think of a better way to learn things than through a game. And to have an entertaining way of learning things is a great mashup, if you will.
It really is. It really is. And there must be a reason why the game shows were one of the first formats used in TV. People are fascinated, maybe the American psyche especially is fascinated by that whole sense of competition. What do I know that you don't know, or, whatever. And, it's been called a trivia game, but that's another thing that sets Jeopardy apart. I don't think it's as much trivia as real information. And hence, again, it's real learning, like
right.
What you and I aspire to with our games.
Yeah. And those two examples, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, I could go a whole rabbit hole going down talking about the genius of those games. But I've heard and read that a big part of their success is that they reward the person playing the game to delay or force them to delay. So in Wheel of Fortune, you can get more and more dollars by getting more and more letters, even if you know the answer. And so It rewards you to put it off so that the person playing at home has more time to get the answer and maybe feel smarter than the people playing the game. And in Jeopardy, they can't buzz in until the question is completed.
Right.
And then they answer in the form of a question, which delays the answer even more. So
interesting.
Again,
yes.
the person playing at home could have more time to think of the answer and, again, feel a little bit smarter than the person playing the game. But it's kind of a genius of gameplay and entertainment and this kind of mashup. But another thing that I know you have pointed out is how often, and I didn't watch Jeopardy a whole lot, but how often they had Catholic questions on the show.
Yes, and I really was surprised not to see that mentioned. Well, maybe I'm not surprised because most of my reviewing of the articles was from the secular press, in fact, all of it. But I think it deserves a little attention in the Catholic media because my wife and I were actually kind of playing the game within a game often when we'd be watching every night, and we'd be waiting for that Catholic question to suddenly appear out of nowhere. And it might appear in any category. Oftentimes there was a category like Bible.
Right.
But if it's a category about art, there was a question using a painting, I think, of the Assumption.
Okay.
And the Assumption was the answer or the question that won.
It always gets confusing whenever you're talking about the question or the answer in Jeopardy.
Right, that's right. And also, when we use the word assumption, people need to know the facts. It's not an assumption.
Right.
So, we have to really be careful with our words. What that message is to me is twofold. One, it's possible that it is supported to various degrees by Alex, or was supported by Alex, who has a deep Catholic background. And there's obvious support there for the identity of religion as one of the things that comprises a well-rounded mind and a true sense of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Jeopardy has stood for, probably more than almost any other game show.
Yeah, I found two quotes. One was from Alex Trebek, who said, "If there's one thing I've discovered in the past year, it is the power of prayer. I learned it from the Jesuits when I was a kid. I learned it from the Oblates of Mary Immaculate when I was in boarding school."
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Well, yes, that certainly removes any question about the role of faith in his later years and months. The prayer was very active.
There's a Father Joseph McShane said,
Yes.
"If people think the Jeopardy host is a good man, you don't know the half of it. He's better than you think." And he called him a man of quiet generosity.
Yes.
Which I think is quite the compliment, to be called quietly generous. Like, you're not
Isn't that
pridefully
beautiful?
generous, you know? It's
Yeah, and especially when the person being complimented is a big time host of a big time show.
right.
Other people whose comments I read in articles really did praise Alex for not trying to be the star of the show. He really did feel that the content, the questions, and the contestants were the stars of the show.
Yeah. So I thought, in honor of Alex Trebek, as a Trebek tribute, if you will,
Yeah.
we could play a little game.
Oh my.
A game that I'm calling Faith in Question.
Ah, very good.
So what I did was I found, we mentioned that there was questions about Catholicism frequently in Jeopardy. And so I have some questions from the actual show, Jeopardy. See if you, Bill Schmitt, can get the answers.
Oh my. Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes. I'll take Catholic radio for 200.
That's
All
right.
Here we go. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, the first round is going to come from the October 28th, 2020 episode, where the category was a Catholic education.
Wow. Okay.
So, a Catholic education for 200.
Okay.
The Catholic Church's Latin cross has variations. Two of them are the patriarchal cross for archbishops and cardinals, and the three-part cross that symbolizes the man with this title. So, archbishops, cardinals, and...
it might be the Pope himself.
That is correct.
Am I right? Okay.
Who is the Pope? That's what we're looking for.
That's right. I'm sorry. I should word it in the form of a question.
Yes. All right. A Catholic education for 400. If sincere, this formal admission of sins to a priest is followed by absolution, aka reconciliation.
Okay. Please repeat that so that I can catch the part that was missing.
If sincere, this formal admission of sins to a priest is followed by absolution, aka reconciliation.
What is authentic contrition, genuine remorse?
Easier than that. The sacrament.
Easier. Confession.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is confession?
What is confession? Right. Yes. Very good.
All
okay.
right. A Catholic education for 600. From the Latin for new, it's a person who has joined a Catholic religious order, but who hasn't yet taken vows.
What is a novice?
Correct.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right. Catholic education for 800. For the greater glory of God is the motto of this Catholic order, focused on education.
The Jesuits.
That is correct.
Well, so what is the Jesuits?
right.
Or who are the Jesuits? To be more yes.
Right. All right, Catholic education for 1,000. The three formal vows taken by men and women of the church are chastity, obedience, and this.
Chastity, and why is that dropping out of my memory? Hold on, Alex. Hold on. Let's Alex, please pray for me out there. Chastity, poverty. What is poverty?
That is correct. What is poverty?
Very good. Yes.
All right. The next round comes from a bunch of different episodes, just different questions. So I've got 5 of them from 5 different shows. All right. The category, sometimes capitalized, for 600.
Ooh. Okay.
Lowercase, this adjective describes universal interests. Capitalized, it's a religion.
Ooh. What is faith?
What word when...
What is belief?
No, with lowercase describes universal interests. And when capitalized, it's a religion.
What is dogma? What is doctrine? What is belief? What is you can't ask for clues from...
I'm sorry. That's my best Alex Trebek. I'm sorry. What is Catholic? Lowercase Catholic means universal interests. Uppercase Catholic is
That's a very
religion.
Good point. That's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
All right. This one is called We'd Like to Make a Correction for 800.
All right.
Carol Wojtyla was referred to in a credo column as the first non-Catholic pope for 450 years. This should have read non-this.
What the first non-Catholic pope? What is the first non-Italian pope?
That is correct.
All right.
Yeah, he's not the first non-Catholic pope.
Yeah, that would be something. That would be newsmaking. Yeah.
I like that category. We'd like to make a correction.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
This one is called From B to A for 800.
Okay.
And Alex's explanation on this was each correct response begins with a B and ends with the letter A.
Ah, okay.
From B to A. It's not just any old Catholic church. It's one with special status from the Vatican.
Oh my goodness. What is
It's not just a church. It's not a cathedral. It's got a special status from the Vatican.
What is a basilica?
That is correct.
Okay.
All right. This category is I'm going to pray on this.
Oh, okay.
Spelled P-R-A-Y. For 1,000.
Okay.
In the Catholic prayer for the dead, God's providence guides our lives, and by your command, we return to this. So it's hard to do this verbally. A lot of this was in quotes. So the quote was, providence guides our lives, and by your command, we return to this.
To what is to your will or to your what would it be?
You might hear this also on Ash Wednesday, a similar phrase.
What is unto dust we shall return.
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Last question. This is called Wheelie Good for 2,000.
Okay.
Martyred by the Romans in the 4th century, this female Catholic saint is the patron of wheelwrights.
Oh my goodness. Wheelwrights.
She's often depicted with a wheel.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't think I know that one.
I believe it was a method of her torture.
Yeah, like almost a crucifixion stance, huh? Oh my goodness! Yeah, the heavenly hosts are getting after me with that kind of music.
I'm sorry.
That's a whole lot more complicated than do. Okay, but
Who is Catherine?
St. Catherine. Okay.
Yes.
Catherine. Oh, my.
All right. Hey, you did pretty well there. Not bad.
All right?
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm no Ken Jennings. He was he won untold millions, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only exercise your faith, but you exercise your brain. I'm going to have to start taking Prevagen or something. Yeah.
Well, I think it's fun to learn things while having some fun, entertainment, and knowledge mixed together is a great little recipe. And so that's why we do this show, and that's why shows like Jeopardy are so loved. And so
that's
thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing a little bit about your enthusiasm for it. Where can people find more about what you're up to?
Oh, well, onward.net. That's my usual blog where I talk about everything regarding communications and journalism, and a lot of what Pope Francis has said about that. Those are hot issues today. And Onward is ONWORD.
Oh, that's right. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Onward, WORD.net. Thank you so much, Bill Schmitt. Always a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. Always a pleasure here, too, Kyle, and all the best.
One of the best ways you can support us is to share this podcast with your friends. We'd appreciate it. And until next time, remember to leave room for the Holy Spirit.